I love printing. I love printing. I love it. I love printing. Hey, everybody. Want to welcome you back to another session with Printer to Printer with me, Warren Werbit. And today I am fortunate to have with me my guest, Vernon Attles. Did I get the name right, Vernon?
Yes, you did.
Awesome. Thank you. And Vernon's with us because I asked him to be. I'm not really sure how I came across or how I met Vernon, other than I came across his website. I was looking at it and I'm thinking, oh my God, I want to talk to this guy. I picked up the phone. I called Vernon. I think we had a good half hour, 45-minute conversation of just mainly laughing. I don't know what we discussed, but I know I got off the phone going, wow, man, that man's cool. And he agreed immediately to talk with me. So anyone who agrees, I got to think is pretty cool. And the name of his company is Press Emporium, if I didn't say that before.
Right.
And Vernon, welcome.
Thank you.
So before we get into anything, I'd like to just give you a couple minutes to tell us a little bit about you and what your company does.
Press Emporium is a single source solutions company for luxury hospitality and retail printing solutions. So basically what we've done is I've been in the business of print manufacturing since I started off as a paper boy. So I guess I've been in since I was like 11 years old. But I've worked in so many different variations of print. So offset, digital, lithography, flexography, that I figured that would be a good idea to take all the CEOs that I've met over the years and bring them under one company, which is Press Emporium, where I can have them as my suppliers. And it's basically high-end suppliers, where normally if you go to an online site, what they're doing is bulking jobs together. So if you're buying business cards from ABC Acme, he's going to take 1,000 other business cards, put them all on one sheet and print them. What we work with is customized printing. So if we're printing your job, we're printing your job. That's it. So, we're doing letterpress, all the old school traditional stuff, letterpress, gilded edges, engraving, embossing, along with all the new stuff as well. We're doing Scodix and we're doing Highcon and all the other new technologies. And basically we go to our customers and say, so we have the experience in the industry, allow us to put together the format on what you need to buy during the course of the year, because more than likely you have to buy from 20 or 30 different suppliers during the course of the year. And are you choosing the right ones for your brand, considering what your brand represents? Yeah, a friend of mine said it's kind of like if you ever saw the movie Pulp Fiction, we're Wolf.
Cool. Cool.
That's
So I'll tell you what, now it just occurred to me, what really got me when I went to Press Emporium to the website, the
okay.
word luxury stands out.
Yes.
And it's not that I'm a luxurious guy, although I could be. The word luxury stands out, and all I could think about when I put luxury and print together is good margin and customers who know what they want and need what they want.
And
And
need
that
what they
that
want. Yeah.
just got me excited because,
Yeah.
well,
We
brands are brands. Just because we're in COVID
Right.
and you say high-end brands and hotels, tell me what's
Right.
happening in your world with the hotel
Oh
world.
God, it's been ridiculous. I would say that we lost at least 98% of our business this year, which is crazy. So we're basically reinventing ourselves during the COVID time, trying to come up with new and fresh ideas to offer to hotels and restaurants, such as key cards that tap as opposed to touch, or the bracelets that go around your wrists.
Right.
We have those for imprinting and purposes, like trying to stay a step ahead of the game with regards to new ideas and innovative ways to promote the brands for luxury hotels and retail companies. So it's been a rough year for sure, but I think with everything that passes, it'll return. So it's just a matter of if we can hold out during this time and make it to the next time.
I think that's really the situation for a lot of people and a lot of businesses, and not
Yeah.
just print and everything these days. We all know it's coming back. The question
Yeah,
is
it will.
when and how many people can sustain themselves through these tough times. It's
Right.
it's pretty mind-boggling. I've been talking with a lot of printers over the last 9 months. Most of them have suffered big losses in terms of sales and revenue. But fortunately, and I'm going to knock on wood, not too many that I know have closed yet, but some are a little worried.
Right.
But I know that they're doing a lot to speak with their clients, see what they could do to help. A lot of communication going on amongst suppliers and end users because everybody's worried. Are
Right.
you speaking with your clients on a regular basis, and what are
Yeah,
they saying to you? Or
I'm speaking with them on a regular basis. A lot of the plans that they had as far as grand openings for hotels and restaurants, they kind of tapered them off for a bit. But still, some of the plans they're trying to actually bring through. One of the places did actually open on schedule last year, and it's kind of like half open in Manhattan right now. So it's just a matter of, like I said, how this thing goes. And they're basically playing it day by day to find out if we're going to be able to reopen by, I think, by summer or so. Yeah, we have a lot of international suppliers, and even with that, it was still the same, where a lot of them were on a limited amount of time that they could be open and things of that nature. And our international clients, same thing. We're closed down. Our largest client is from Italy, so therefore, when the COVID first hit, that just kind of like
they were
shut
the
us.
first.
Yeah.
So what do you do? What do you do every day,
Well,
like to
every
keep you
day
busy going?
I get online, I do my social media, I go out and I explore for new printing solutions. I found one out of the Netherlands for printing wine, actually on tubes, and met with them and tried to see if I could strike up a conversation with United Airlines, and did that all through social
Right.
media. And just trying to do things like that to try and keep things moving, and try and come up with, like I said, just come up with fresh ideas that actually will be, what are you going to do in a post-COVID world, and how are people going to respond to it? How are you going to get people back into a five or 7-star hotel? And what does 5 or 7-star mean at that point? So all these things have to be relooked at and redetermined. What does it mean to be these things, and how we actually go about achieving it again. So I've been trying to spend a lot of time trying to assist the hotel industry, kind of like, and from a print standpoint, how are you going to move your brand moving forward and keep that
Right.
same sort of recognition? And from a manufacturer standpoint, hey, these are guys I've worked with since I was 11 years old. So it's all I know. So they're family to me. I would love to send more work to my suppliers.
I've heard people say,
Oh,
"Oh, I can't
sure.
reach people. I can't reach people." Hogwash. I'm reaching whoever I want to reach. I'm speaking to people on the phone, and most people are even happy to Zoom with me. And the
Yeah.
Zoom calls are really just to chat, to see a face, because I'm sitting alone, isolated in my house. I want to jump out the window,
Yeah.
right? And
I
there's a lot
think
of
now,
people.
for the most part, now that the rat race has slowed down a bit, we're starting to realize again that we're human. How about that?
I said about a month into it, when I saw that it wasn't ending in a day or a week, I started telling everybody, I'm looking at this COVID thing as a reset. It's a
Yeah, pretty
reset as a
much.
person. It's a reset. It's a reset as a person. It's a reset as to what you do, what you think, what you believe, because now you have the opportunity to change it up,
Right.
right? It's a reset for businesses to weed out. Whenever things get tough in business, it's always a good time to weed out, because when things are tough, you see where all the holes are.
Right.
So if you had some people to get rid of, it's a good time to get rid of. The people you're keeping appreciate that you're there. I see when I talk to people now, there's a lot of cross training going on within businesses,
Mhm.
because you don't know who's okay, who's not going to be okay, who's stuck at home, who's got COVID, who got tested, who's quarantined. And all of a sudden, all of these work environments they're open, but they've got issues because there's nobody to work them.
I'm a firm believer in two things, and I've followed this most of my life. Um, there's only 1 degree's difference between hot water and boiling water. I think that's one of the reasons why I became an entrepreneur at 24, was I had decided that I wanted to push forward in that sort of way. And the other thing is, in order to keep myself out of trouble, I used to work at Virginia Power Company, and there was a sign on the wall, and it said, if you need an accident to admit that there's a problem, then you're a part of the problem. Preventative maintenance is always best. So one of the things I'm trying to do in COVID is come up with all the preventative things that we move forward as far as pushing the company and filling those holes, as you were saying before. These last 11 or last year, one of the things I did, other things I did with my free time was I helped start a nonprofit in Michigan to help feed the homeless in Detroit.
Good for
And
you.
it was just one of the things that, you know, it was one of those free things of labor of love things I wanted to do. And basically the organization's Outreach 706, and they basically help the food shelters, assist those that need help, and things of that nature. And the other thing was I'm actually on dialysis, and one of the techs there. Yeah.
You are now?
Oh yeah, I have been for some time. I get nothing stopped.
Yeesh.
It's
By the way, you look great.
well, I take really good care of myself, even though I'm on dialysis.
Sorry, just a quick question. It's not print related, but how is that working with the hospitals and all the stuff going on right now?
Well, that was tricky when I first started. Well, in 2018, right before the virus, I felt that it was going 3 days a week was too much on my body, and I wasn't able to actually go into Manhattan and get any work done because I was exhausted all the time. So I did two things in November of 2018. I changed my diet and I stopped going to dialysis on Wednesdays. So I only go 2 days a week. Well, needless to say, all my doctors hit the ceiling, and they weren't too happy with that. Oh, this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen. And with the change in my diet and understanding that most of the reasons why people get sick in America is because your pH level has dropped below 6. And if you keep your pH level above 7.5, basically a lot of the stuff won't make
Goes
you
away.
sick. Yeah, it goes away.
Cool.
Your body actually will
Good for
kill.
you.
So learning that and practicing that, basically I've been able to make myself even healthier during that last year,
Wow.
being off of dialysis for that one day. And just one of the texts that was there, she had written 10 books, but she was so busy being a dialysis tech, she never did anything. She just wrote books and put them
Wow.
on Amazon. And I explained to her, if a tree falls in the wood and no one's around to hear it in advertising, it makes no noise at all. Let me watch over, see if I can get that. And so as a random act of kindness, I started promoting her books and building websites. And the next thing I know, she's doing
You're in
talks.
business with her.
Yeah, we're doing business. She's selling books, and made me
Awesome.
feel good. That I can help someone out while I'm going through this downtime. And
So I'll tell you a funny story. And just, we talk about printing and you never know when you bump into someone in life. So I don't know if the whole world wants to hear this, but way back when I was going for a vasectomy because I just needed to close the shop. Anyways, I go to the doctor. He gives me a referral. I see, I go to the other doctor who's doing the snip. And we go down and we sit down and the doctor's talking to me and he says to me, "So what do you do?" And I tell him I'm in the printing business. And he says to me, "Oh, I just finished my second book." And he's done like 10 or 12,000 snippings already. And he's talking about print. And I'm like, "Doctor, I'm not here to talk about my business. I need you to watch my business and make sure nothing happens to my business. As far as your book goes, can you go find another printer?" It's probably the only time in my entire life that I did not want to talk about print when he was about to play with the jewels.
Yeah, stay focused.
But you never, yeah, exactly. But you never know what's going to go on. Do you do a lot of direct mail? I'm asking because everyone in the world of print is
Mail,
are you doing a lot of direct mail?
Yeah, we do direct mail, not as much as we do, mostly business cards, letterhead, catalogs, key cards, coasters, stirs, coffee mugs, all that type of stuff, cotton
Right.
robes, rugs.
So yes, maybe we want to team up because luxury brands need to be doing more direct mail to the end user.
Oh yeah,
Right?
direct mail is one of those things. It's not going to go away. And everybody's, oh, the internet. Internet makes printers money. I mean, every time something new comes out, there's something else new that has to be printed. The one thing I always tell people about the computer industry, when computers came out, one thing you have to understand, it created a new industry for printers, computer manuals.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, that was a whole new industry that popped up because of computers. So printing goes hand in hand with technology. It's not going to be replaced by technology.
No, and I figure, you know what, a lot of the printing and the internet stuff is a lot of the basic printing. When you get into projects or complicated
Right.
pieces with a lot of finishing using the
Yeah.
Scodix or some die cutting or something
You're not going to
anyway,
find.
you need
You
you
can't do
need
that.
people, you need a
Right.
company, and you can't be using the computer because
No, you
even
need.
proofs for that, right? Even proofs for that on the
Right.
computer doesn't work. I'm never going to change. I'm an old school guy who, when you get to a certain part of the project, I want to see my proofs, but that's
Yeah.
also why things are changing. And the emphasis on quality is not as big as it used to be. more
Right.
people are more people are accepting PDF proofs. More people are accepting gang run
Gang
jobs,
run
right?
jobs. Right.
Well, I remember when I used to sell a lot more, and people would say to me, "Oh, I can get business cards for $50. Why is yours $350?" I said, "Well, two reasons, maybe three." I said, "Number one, uh, your $50 for your business card, you pay up front, you get what you get, like it or not, too bad. My $350, I run your job separate. I deliver you the quality and the color that you need because you cannot achieve your color if you're gang running. And third and lastly, if you're not happy, you get to call and scream at me. Isn't that worth 350? Because
Yeah.
otherwise, you're just sending an email."
Right.
Oh, you know
Or
what? You're right. You're right. You're right.
I met a car company, a high-end car company, and I was talking with the general manager, and I was just told him, said, just out of curiosity, you guys give away mimosas for breakfast. You sell Ferraris, Bugattis, Lamborghinis.
All the
Why,
E's.
why do your business cards go like this?
Because the printer's an idiot who went the wrong way
Okay.
on the grain.
So I gave him one of mine.
What, 48 point non-rigid? Yeah, rigid,
Okay.
non-fold. Right.
It's a brick. It's a brick. I gave him one of mine. And I said, this is the first thing that represents your brand. This is what people remember you by. So
Oh my
if you're a
God.
quality brand, why are you doing non-quality print for your brand? I mean, you went out and spent all the money on everything else, the rugs and the front door, you got the chandeliers, you got everything else, and then you cut your corners on the actual items that you give to your patrons.
I've always believed you get what you pay for. You
Right.
cannot buy cheap and sell high,
That's true. We sell
right?
quality and service, and that's it. We work with some of the finest craftsmen in the world. They're all award-winning printers,
Right.
uh, from London to Nebraska to India. And the work that we produce is for that particular small niche client that understands what they're looking for and what it's going to take to get there.
Wow. I think more people would like to have some of those clients that understand. I think we spend a lot of our time today trying to educate people who don't want to be educated.
Pretty much.
And that kills me because I just don't want to waste my time anywhere, you
Well,
know.
well, and
So
that's something you learn is that you have to learn how to recognize who your clients are, so you don't waste your time. And that way, I'm not trying to offend those, but if it's a scenario where it's not a good fit, I just let them know up front. I don't think it's a good fit and move on.
it's not a good fit for both parties,
Right. And I'm saving
right?
you. Yeah. Because if I send
Right.
you a bill and you look at it like, oh my God, Vern, like it's not a good fit.
Yeah, listen, anybody who's been around and smart knows, when something's meant to be and not be, right?
Right.
Same as when you meet salespeople, or customer knows when they want to deal with a salesperson. Some
Right.
salespeople are smarter than others. Some take orders and some offer solutions. So we try to be, always try to be the solution guy.
The solutions guy. That's the best
That's
place to
cool.
be.
Awesome. So first of all, I just want to say awesome chatting with you, and we'll continue to chat.
Yeah, this is great. Anytime. Yeah.
Anything you want to let my 17 listeners know, or any departing words? I think last week I had 11. I'm up 6 in the last
There
week.
you go. uh, Stay safe and be well. And the future is yours. Just plan it out properly.
Amen to that one. Awesome. All right. Well, we're going to, we'll speak again soon. And I do thank you for joining me on the call.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Take care.